Go. Tell me when.
I'm about to click it. As soon as I click it.
Boom! First podcast. We're on a boat.
On a boat.
Hey, Boblet.
What's up, Carp?
Haven't seen you in, 15 years?
Yeah, I just got a call out of the blue one day from you. And sound like you're in a bad place.
Real bad place. Lost everything in Germany. Had to leave Germany. And was going to kill myself. And
been there. Almost done that.
I feel bad because you
didn't, or else we wouldn't be here.
You went through it 8 years ago, and nobody helped you.
I had some help. I had help. But this dream that I'm living now was the light at the end of the tunnel that kept me going, that kept me moving forward, and I was just too stubborn to give up on it. But it's worked out.
Because you got on a boat by yourself and just went to the coast of Mexico, Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, when I made the first transition, I went from my 3-bedroom house to an RV, kind of a downsize, and then I moved down to Corpus Christi on the RV, trying to find a boat to live on, trying to get a little bit of experience. I'd been sailing, as boat company in the Marine Corps. Shout out to all you guys from 13 Bravo, love you. And so I ended up finding a captain on the internet.
I got to cut you off. That RV, it's like a van.
No, it was a trailer pull. It was one I had when I was...
Was it down by the river?
It was down by the... No, it was Laguna Madre. It was down by the lagoon. So, it was a great view. I wish I had pictures of it because I didn't take many pictures back then. But it was right across the street right across the view from the lagoon. So, never knew that would be a life goal. So I found a captain on the internet. I asked him, hey, I'm trying to learn how to sail, trying to get into this. And I ended up sailing with him 8 days across the Gulf of Mexico. Been very good friends with him ever since. And I ended up buying this boat from him. And, man, what a great boat she's been.
Trimaran,
40-foot Norman Cross. A lot of fun to sail. Sailed her around mostly by myself for a long time. I brought on crew every now and again. And seems almost entirely veterans. But it's worked out pretty well. Everyone's pretty disciplined. Everyone's pretty friendly. And, I've enjoyed sailing with the veterans the most. Don't really like doing the whole Key West charter stuff. Just everybody trying to get drunk in your boat and turn it into a party barge. I like to sail, and this is a sailing boat. So,
because that's the plan. We want to get. We're going to do some podcasts. We're going to start promoting businesses, and we're going to start getting all you fuckers from 13 starting out to come out on the boat and start sailing.
Yeah, it's an awesome lifestyle. We hope to bring you guys out here so you can experience what it's like. A lot of you guys have been through so much more than any of us have ever have. But get you out on the boat, get you sailing, get you to experience it for a week or two. Get to go see the open ocean. And I know this is kind of a hard thing to get into. You kind of got to know somebody with a boat. So luckily here we are.
But it works out well. You're the captain. You come on, we crew, and we start going for gold. And
yeah.
I hope we can get some more veterans, especially Doc Bigham, with OutdoorDreamings.com for all your essential fishing gear and lures. OutdoorDreamings.com, started by a Navy corpsman who I personally served with in Afghanistan. A little backstory to Doc Bigham: we were on a mountain in Afghanistan and we got ambushed. And we were chucking some mortars for 10th Mountain, and the last mortar, I accidentally knocked off the charge, and it landed short. And I thought we hit somebody from 10th Mountain, and I was freaking the fuck out. And then later on, we were talking to some guys from 10th Mountain, and that last mortar went in between a couple of people, and they stopped firing, so killed them. And Doc fired the last mortar, but my mortar was the one that I dropped the charge off, so we went short. So to this day, Doc Bigham with OutdoorDreamings.com for all your essential fishing gear and lures. We still argue about who killed those fuckers.
Well, it's a little embarrassing when they...
Now that Doc's sponsoring us, you kill him, Doc.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing when the corpsman gets a kill and not the 0341.
You weren't supposed to fire the fucking gun. It's a war crime.
Yeah. Shout out to all the corpsmen. You guys are awesome. So...
definitely we need to get some corpsmen on here because too many lance corporals are going to sink this boat. We need some Navy.
Yeah. Well, we're all going to get injured, so especially if we're following my lead as a captain.
We need some nautical advice. You know sailing.
Yeah. I know sailing. I mean, I've taken a kind of a gung-ho approach to it, but I've never really cared too much about my own safety, considering where I was before. I just figured, hey, if I go out to sea and kill myself, not really any different than I was before. But now I guess I got to get a D-perb and some safety equipment. But
I noticed you have all these books that I'm trying to read, and a lot of the books about sailing. You can tell you've been really studying and going through them. But that one about safety, it doesn't look like you've touched it.
No. I mean, I figured I'll take the Lance Corporal approach to it. Safety third. We remain safe on the boat. I mean, we're not going to go sailing into these storms. We're not going to go chase them down. We stay lashed in. We've got safety gear on board. Being the ham radio operator nut that I am, I've kind of stayed away from EPIRBs, and I really should get one. We're going to get one.
What's an EPIRB?
Emergency position. It's an emergency position beacon. Okay. So I forgot what the acronym is.
How much are those?
A couple $100.
I'll buy one.
I always said, I got my waterproof ham radios and they'll do fine, and I don't know, I kind of took this romantic approach to everything that read a lot of books about sea survival, and a lot of these guys go out there and they say, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to put myself in this position, and it's my job to get myself out. Love the Coast Guard, they can come rescue if you want, but I guess now that I'm going to have crew on board and it's not just me.
Do they have a number to call that I should download, or is there an app? Or
I mean, the phone's not really going to work out at sea. Channel 16 VHF radio.
Do they have a Facebook page?
Yeah, they got plenty of Facebook pages. I mean, you're probably not going to be able to reach them, but
I'll use Messenger.
Yeah, Messenger. Coast Guard, I'm thinking.
Sup, Coast Guard?
Yeah.
What you doing?
Hey, boats, I'm going down. Could you guys bring a pizza?
How quick would it take, if we do start getting into trouble, how quick will it take the Coast Guard to get to us? I mean,
depends on the level of the emergency. Coast Guard, they're pretty good. I mean, they go out in a lot. You call them during a hurricane, Cat 5 or something like that, they're going to say, you should not have been out in that to begin with. We're not going to risk our lives to come get you anymore. That's, they're not going to risk an entire ship to come get a single person that knew that there should be. Anyways, helicopter, be there, depending on where you are, but helicopter be there in a couple hours. Plenty of Coast Guard stations up and down the coast. I joke a lot, but seriously, the Coast Guard's been awesome out here.
Do they prioritize veterans over civilians? So if there's a civilian boat and there's a veteran boat, will they come get us first?
No. I think they kind of think, veterans, they can take care of themselves. For the most part, we're pretty self-sufficient.
Is it better to sound like a teenage lady on the radio? Does that make them go quicker?
It depends on what you're calling about. You're calling Mayday because your ice machine broke. They're going to tell you where to go.
When you go overboard, serious question, and you're not going to be found. What do? You just start swallowing water?
Well,
I mean, how are you going to go down? Is it better to drown or wait for a shark? Serious question.
So, I lash in when I'm out at sea by myself, but I've had that thought, what happens if I fall overboard and this boat's on autopilot with the sails set and not going to run out of fuel anytime soon? Pop your head back up and watch her sail off into the distance. Do you try to swim for shore, or do you just stick your head under and breathe? But I think honestly, look for lights. If you see city lights, start swimming towards them. If you're in Florida waters, you're probably going to get picked up. You're pretty close to land. I mean, we're not going to be anywhere too far off land out here.
How long before sharks start circling around you?
Well, pretty much instantaneously.
If I have a knife with me, and that's another serious question. If I have a knife with me, can you jab at him, or?
I guess go for the gills.
You guys said that yesterday. We had a captain's meeting. You guys, I'm not a captain, but I was able to hang out and get you guys coffee. But everybody kept telling me to go for the gills.
It's like their lungs. It's where all their blood vessel goes through to convert all that.
Is there a way to practice when they get close? Is it like a 5 minute? It's like a little bit of a McMap, and you just pop it in, or? I
mean, really, if you just watch Baby Shark, that's all the training you need.
Sometimes I ask you guys serious questions. And I don't get serious answers back.
Well,
and it freaks me the fuck out.
just because we don't take you seriously.
So that's the plan. We're going to keep podcasting, and then we're going to be bringing guys out here. We've got there's a couple Marines that are already out here, set some cool adventures up. One that does fishing. We're going to work more with him, or try to work more with him. And then we've got another sergeant, real cool, Will Lamard. He does Chaos Tactical. So it's been a long year. Everybody's been stuck in home office, unemployed. We're looking to provide, I think, adventures that, and this is starting with military, but I'd like to branch off to nurses, first responders, and then just regular business guys that are or business people, men and women, that are just sitting there in their effing cubicle. They've got a picture of a sailboat. They can't invest all of it. They don't have a lot of money, but I mean, we should be able to provide a pretty affordable 1 week adventure with fishing.
Well, and that's where I was when I decided to do this. I was working a desk job, picture up in the office, and just working towards that dream. So, I mean, definitely whoever's going to be out here, want to help you fulfill that dream.
It is going to be a dry boat. We go to port, you can go drinking, but on the boat we got to just be real safe because it's not a party barge. There's a lot of shit that can go wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we're out here to sail. I mean, we're out here for the sailing and the adventure. We're going to have plenty of time to stop into port, swing into the tiki bar, stuff like that.
Get wasted in port.
Don't get stupid. Don't fall overboard in the dinghy. They're just as dangerous as the big boat, if not more so.
I don't drink, so I'll be acting as shore patrol, which 15 years ago, remember the time when I was getting arrested?
Yeah.
If you'd have told me 15 years later I'd be the guy that was watching, making sure nobody was drinking, I'd tell you to get the fuck off me! Get off me! Get off me!
I think I remember you screaming a few things like that, calling them all kinds of names.
I think, when did we... Because you went to Bravo Company, I went to Weapons, but we all hung out in SOI. So there was a couple times we got to go out and act like nasty little boots in Oceanside and...
Yeah. We hung out the first few weeks when we got to the fleet, but then once we got actually put to our units, it was kind of all hands on deck.
Well, they told us. They said, don't go hang out with anybody else. You couldn't hang out with anybody else. You had to hang out with
your group.
Yeah.
I mean...
And I made the mistake one time of doing that. A guy I went to boot camp with. You remember the Air Wing Barracks that was near, not Mackey Hall, but it was one near Subway?
Yeah.
Well, I got drunk with his little squadron. They weren't even a squadron. They were maintenance. It was the weirdest thing. And I got drunk with them, and then... They left me passed out in their barracks, which was a bad idea, with their beer, and they left. And I drank all the beer, passed out again. And then they found me, and they drew penises on me. And I woke up, they were passed out. And I had the most brilliant idea. It was a Sunday morning. I was like, I'm going to sneak to the base pool and wash the penises off with chlorine water. And I got caught by a master gunnery sergeant, which I'd never really seen one up close because it was that black. I just knew I saw a lot of black stuff and a bursting bomb, and I said,
yeah, I'm fucked.
I'm fucked. They brought me back to the bear. We're going to go into the story real quick. We got 5 minutes?
Yeah, we're running out of sunlight, but...
Run out of sunlight real quick. Brought me back to the barracks. And this was the first time I tried to desert the Marine Corps. I was pissed because the corporals got a hold of me before the sergeants did. They take me to the shower, and they're just kicking the shit out of me. Like, fuck you! Fuck the Marine Corps! Whack! For real, fuck the Marine Corps! Whack! They're just kicking the shit out. Well, they let me shower, and they go back out. They're waiting for the sergeant to come. He's pissed. Staff sergeant's coming. I was in my room, and I said, and I don't know why, but when I get rebellious, I have a little Irish accent in my head, and I said, fuck the Marine Corps. I'm getting off this fucking base, and I'm going back to fucking Texas. But I'm still pretty wasted. So I grabbed a boot bag, and I put some stuff in. And I come out of the barracks, and I'm in shorts and t-shirt, and the corporal's there smoking. And I go, where are you going, Carp? I'm like, I'm, fuck the Marine Corps! And I started running down the bank. You know where the football field is?
Yeah.
It was old Lance Corporal Darn. He was a crew Lance Corporal. Lost his life a couple years ago. And he loved action and drama. So he pops out of the barracks, and he starts chasing me. And he used to do jiu-jitsu. So he sweeps me, starts grabbing my ankle. Like, I'm screaming. And Charlie Company had the third deck. And Charlie Company celebrate. Yeah, get that fucking boot. You ain't going nowhere, bitch. They drug me back in. Staff sergeant comes in and he goes, oh, you're trying to fucking desert too, motherfucker? They open up my bag to see what I packed. It was only 3 things. It was a toothbrush, headphones, and a sock.
Gonna get real far, aren't you?
And he's trying not to laugh. But he's like, how are you going to get off the island with this? I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go home.
I'm gonna swim from Hawaii to Texas.
So to my daughters, if you ever see this podcast, that's why Dad didn't really get too high up in the military. I think my daughter asked me one time if I was an officer, and I just... No. But I did clean a shitload of trash cans for the next couple months on that one. This is what we want to do, and we're going to start calling you freaks, getting you on this podcast. This is going to be a short one, just the intro. We want to hear your war stories. We want to hear the fun stories, and we're going to get the band back together. You know, it might not be all 10 of you at once. We'll slowly start trickling in, slowly start getting these boats going. We want more boats, and we want to start doing some stuff with those boats, but we'll go into that later. Then, you know, obviously we're going to go fishing, especially when you get the lures from Outdoor Dreamings, outdoordreamings.com with an S for all your fine fishing gear, fishing swag.
Seamless plug.
Thanks, Doc Bigham. You get the kills, but we all know who killed them. All right, fade out. Simplify.